make this sort of bill for you, so that you can charge back to your user, or you can show back to the user. Even if financially you do not charge back to the user, you can then tell your user, this is how much you use, and this is the value that IT is providing to you. So you can prove your value to your user in terms of storage. This is automatic. You can generate the report as often as you want. And you can group the server or application into meaningful names, like in this case, home loan servers, retail banking servers, and so on. You can group those servers, and then all this report will be generated automatically according to the way you group your servers. I mentioned this before, application HA. Now we go a step further, right? When there's a problem with the application, firstly we restart the application in the virtual machine. If the restart still fails after a certain time, which you can define, usually after 2 times restart it still fails, we will configure the system to reboot the virtual machine. If the system still cannot come out, or the application still cannot come online after a few reboots, you can then trigger a VMware, or rather a virtual machine image recovery from backup exec. So this is the logical diagram. So basically in FHA, you can specify that you want the system to do an automatic OS reimage, and it will trigger backup exec to look for the last known good backup of the OS and reimage the volume for you. So then your system will come out again. So this is part of the automated remediation mechanism that we have provided for you. DMP. Now, why I included this in this session is because in March this year, which is this month, we have launched DMP for VMware ESX Server. At the moment we support vSphere 4, very soon we will support vSphere 5. Now VMware, a lot of users are putting mission critical applications into VMware, and they're putting a lot of eggs in one basket, into one ESX server. But the challenge is not many hardware vendor offers a DMP solution for ESX server. To date, I think only EMC offers a DMP solution to ESX users. So we are the second in the market to offer a DMP solution for ESX servers. So EMC DMP solution definitely will only support EMC arrays. But with our DMP solution, you are free to choose any form of storage you want underneath the ESX server. You can still get the same DMP performance. And using our DMP, we also use meaningful names instead of very cryptic kind of names that you use in the hardware vendor's DMP solution. So in terms of management, it's a lot easier because the name can be meaningful to you. And we also give you a lot of extended attribute to what's beneath the disk, so that you can see a lot of physical attributes of the disk underneath it, and also a lot of performance statistics underneath it. Very good for troubleshooting and for performance tuning. Storage migration, I mentioned before, we can help you sort of centrally manage it from VOM, and you can move volumes between array on the fly. So I won't go through that again. But one thing that I didn't mention is about thin provisioning migration. If you're migrating from a normal array to a thin capable array, for example, you're moving from EMC to IBM XIV. So XIV is thin capable, or the latest EMC array is also thin capable. And you want to use thin capable capability in the new storage. We have a feature called Smart Move, where we would study the file system and we will only move over the blocks that contain files. Because we know what are the deleted files, what are the valid files. So we only move over the blocks that has got valid files over. So the amount of blocks that you use on your new array is the minimum that you need. So you can start on your thin cables array with the smallest data requirement that you may need. On every volume there will be a lot of deleted files, and deleted blocks are usually mirrored across to the new storage without this feature. So Smart Move is the technology that helps you save a lot of this space when you move to a thin capable storage. The next thing is if you're using Hyper-V, right? Hyper-V, the host operating system is Windows, and that can run Storage Foundation. So once you have that, we enable Hyper-V to do live storage migration. So you can have a Hyper-V server here that wants to move a VM from a slower storage to a higher storage. We can help you move that in terms of VM on the fly. So some VM may live in cheaper storage, some VM may live in more expensive storage. We can do that on the fly for you in terms of VM. So you don't incur any downtime. So again, this is for you to gain agility in terms of moving your data between different storage classes. So this is about the same thing. I won't mention again. So VORM, we helps you scale your operation. Because one platform, you can manage physical and virtual. One platform, you can manage different operating system, different arrays, different clusters. So you really can scale your administrator productivity by doing this, by using VORM. Second is you can manage across physical and virtual. You report it the same way, you move things the same way. You use the same GUI, whether it's physical or virtual. And you can simplify licensing management. Storage Foundation, when you use Storage Foundation with VORM, you can install Storage Foundation in keyless mode. That means you no longer have to manage license keys for Storage Foundation. Once you select keyless mode and you manage it with VORM, from one console, you will see what are the licenses you need in your entire environment in VORM, because VORM will help you keep track of all the servers that you're running Storage Foundation in. So you have a centralized way of managing your license and not node by node. And you gain a very high level of automation with storage template, with automated DR, with storage threshold settings. You gain a lot of automation and a lot of downtime avoidance with Storage Foundation and VORM. Virtual machine chargeback. Now I mentioned you can have chargeback in your cloud environment. The report will be similar if you want to do a virtual machine chargeback. So this is the screen where you can see that this is the array, this is the virtual machine host, and let me see what kind of storage is that from this virtual machine, from which tier, how much is allocated, and what is the cost. Everything is being listed in here, so you can see exactly whether it's virtual machine or physical machine. We can drill down into each VM and we can detect each VM what storage is being used and what class is being used. Once you assign a cost to that storage tier, we can calculate the cost for you for every VM. So it's again automatic. So imagine if you don't have this and you have a few hundred VMs, it will be very tough for you to generate this report. This again is on the fly. So that's what I have for this session. So I thank you for your time. Thank you for staying with us, and I hope you have gained more knowledge into how Symantec can help you manage storage and manage availability in your physical as well as virtual environment. Thank you.
ขอปรบมือนะคะให้กับ Mr. Yong Chi Bai ด้วยนะคะ Thank you very much for sharing us your knowledge and I hope that it's useful for everyone here as well ขอบคุณนะคะแล้วก็ต้องขอบคุณทุกท่านด้วยนะคะที่วันนี้เนี่ยได้สละเวลานะคะมาฟังการสัมมนากับเราค่ะก่อนที่นะคะเราจะขึ้นไปนะคะบริเวณชั้นบนนะคะบริเวณด้านหน้าฟอยเย่ก็รบกวนนะคะขอความร่วมมือกับทุกท่านเลยนะคะช่วยกรุณากรอกแบบสอบถามนะคะและนำส่งเจ้าหน้าที่ที่จุดลงทะเบียนด้วยนะคะเพื่อรับSymantec นะคะ Backup แล้วก็รวมถึงนะคะกับ Storage Bag ด้วยนะคะเราก็จะมีของที่ระลึกนะคะแจกให้แล้วก็ที่สำคัญเลยนะคะอย่างที่กล่าวไปตอนข้างต้นนะคะว่าวันนี้นะคะสำหรับท่านที่มีสแตมป์เกมไปแล้วนะคะก็สามารถที่จะนำคูปองนะคะไปหย่อนที่กล่องรับชิ้นส่วนบริเวณด้านหน้าฟอยเย่ได้เราจะมีการจับรางวัลด้านบนกันนะคะวันนี้ขอบคุณทุกท่านเป็นอย่างสูงเลยนะคะหวังว่าจะเจอกับทุกท่านได้ใหม่ในโอกาสหน้าวันนี้สวัสดีค่ะ